Black Lightning, the Book of Apocalypse, Chapter 2, The Omega. Damn Diddy.
Ambitious Ace.
So, we start off right where the last episode left off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Jen is on the ground. I'm not really sure what's happening. I guess she's turning into instant power like she's supposed to in the comics.
Pure energy.
And Dr. Gammy runs up on her,
Mm-hmm.
running to Lala.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do? Was there anything suspicious about this?
No, not at all. I
Okay.
just know Lala came outside, was like, yo, who y'all?
Yeah, dude, I work for Tobias as well. And then, no, he let him go.
Mm-hmm.
So Gamby touches her.
Yeah.
CGI effects looking really bad. I just had to say that.
I mean, they're going to get better, we hope.
I hope.
Yeah.
And then Gamby's touching her. Obviously, he's not really burning until right at the end.
Well, before that, didn't we shift into Jen's subconsciousness?
Yeah, Jen keeps going in and out, talking to
Mm-hmm.
Purina. Purina keeps telling her she needs to leave.
Yeah.
And get out of her brain because she's not really there.
Mm-hmm.
And she needed to kind of get out there and face it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch.
Nissa pulled up. Gamby's passed out now.
Yeah.
Jen gets it under control.
Yeah.
Black Lightning is somewhere floating in the air with his arms out. And then basically they told him to get Gamby to the facility and stay there. And basically Black Lightning was going to go after him, right?
Right.
So then what happened next? What was the next scene? Was that, I want to say it was Odell.
I believe it was
Cutter and Tobias.
Yeah, because they were talking about how he don't like running. He don't care who's shooting him.
Yeah.
And there was a dead man coming after him.
Yeah, and then he picked Cutter up by the neck.
Yeah.
Damn near choked her out. She jumped off and put the knife to his neck.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about that?
I thought it was coming. I mean, she's tired of his bullshit. I mean,
I thought Lala was gonna walk in right then.
Oh, no.
And then he was gonna have Lala kill her to save himself.
Nah.
But I didn't know the dude couldn't take no bullets.
I still think Tobias has some kind of feelings for her. It's just kind of misguided.
She's going to be the one to break him out of jail.
Get out of here. You think so?
I think so.
Oh, my God. No, he in that Magneto prison that's super secure. Like,
supposedly.
For real.
People get out of those all the time somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, I feel like Cutter, she might.
So, no, actually, Black Lightning showed up on the scene and went inside the building. Found all the green light babies.
Yeah, that's what happened next. Yeah, and then, he called
and
Lynn.
then Jace walks up behind him. And
Lynn
comes
out and beats
and
the
starts
crap
doing
out of
these super emotional lunges. Why did her face look like she's having like an orgasm as she's throwing punches?
I've been in this damn office this whole season. Now I get some action.
I was just like, yo, what is this, man?
And Jefferson just sitting there like, okay,
ladies.
He could have stepped in any time.
Ladies. Yeah, he could have shocked the shit out of Jace and kind of just gave her a little and gave his wife a little jolt to separate them.
True, but I already saw it coming a mile away that she was either going to get broke out or she was going to get killed. Jace, that is. I was just like, okay, then she's going to tell him some things and then they're going to break her out. Oh, yeah, let's go. I was just like, come on, let's keep moving this on.
And you were annoyed by that whole...
Oh, yes.
I just knew she was going to get killed in the car. Because I was just like, why would Henderson put her in the car and parade her through the police office when he knows half of the police officers are on Tobias's payroll? It's not like one of them didn't probably call him and be like, yo, she's here.
True. I didn't even think about that. That's so true.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really make any sense. So then Tobias goes through with his plan to have some of the medics cut out the power in the city.
Oh, yeah. I remember that now.
And then Jefferson gets a call from Gamby because
while he's floating in the air.
Yeah, while he's floating in the air,
the whole
surveying
episode.
the city, because this is what he does every night, looking like George Zimmerman on Neighborhood Watch.
Chill.
It's just a joke, bro.
Chill.
But anyway, he's sitting up there. Gamby calls him because Gamby's finally waking up after Jen and Anissa's heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Gamby wakes up.
Yeah.
Hey, the power's out. You need to come back and recharge. Now, this causes some issues some continuity issues from earlier on in season 1,
Dun, dun,
and
dun.
then the beginning of season 2. Because if we think back, if all he does is draw his power from the electric grid, then technically when he was fighting Tobias's henchman in season 1, where he just passed out, he shouldn't have passed out because there was power all over the place. He could have pulled energy from anything. And then when he went to Looker's compound at the beginning of season 1, once his suit went out and they brought him inside of the building, he should have just been able to pull the power straight from all of the lights in the house or anything. But he had to get shot. And I hate when they get into an issue where it's a continuity issue and it's kind of like it's this way just because a storyline.
It's this way because Tobias figured out that's the source of his power.
But how
it's this
Tobias
way just
all of a
because
sudden,
Tobias knows that, it's the energy, it's the
but
power grid.
out of nowhere, he just thought this up.
That's the thing, and they made it work, just because of that. This is the only way he can have a weakness, which is really some bullcrap because it's like, come on now.
Yeah, that's some BS. And then the green light babies wake up. How did you
Well,
feel
that was
about that?
that wasn't
later
until
on in
later.
the
That was
show.
later, but
But
I didn't like that
I didn't like it either.
because first of all, you telling me I'm gonna wake up from a slumber and just be looking at everybody? Just
No, they're still asleep. I mean, they're still like they're not all the way waking yet.
I see a dude in uniform. I see people with guns all around me. The other people who Tobias woke up wanting to fight and everything like that. So you telling me they just walk
Because they
around
got the
dazed?
cure, maybe because they got the cure.
Please.
So Tobias sends his people in as a diversion to cause some issues and some riots and stuff. We see this in what's the name, causing the riots. Yeah, I know my synopsis is somewhere a little all over the place, but
because this episode was kind of all over the place.
was all over the place.
Yeah.
So Tobias, we'll just skip to where Jefferson and Anissa are confronted. Well, actually, my bad. There's a whole bunch of police officers there to protect this area.
Mm-hmm.
They show up. They're pointing their guns at these guys, and then they tell them to freeze. They give the lady enough time to put her hands down
Yes.
and watch the water creep up to them and grab their legs.
But, they had to do that so Thunder could come up and just go, whoa, and then shock everybody. They had to have that happen, man.
To break the water off their legs.
To break the water off the legs. So they had to just do that. It was a plot device.
They just stood there.
They don't want to shoot to kill. They get bad rep enough. Come on now, man.
Damn well if the cops see some random black dude out there, he ain't even got to be able to have fire in his hands.
I mean,
they already killed another meta that didn't do
yeah,
anything.
so in that essence, you brought up a good point there. I didn't even think about that.
Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
So I want to skip actually to that fight scene because I know one of the other things that happened is, Odell has a conversation with Lynn about how her lead led to the discovery of all the green light babies and he wanted to retransport them. That's how they ended up waking up.
Let me just say that this was the most obnoxious, crowded, and undesirable fight choreography ever.
Which one?
This one right here, where they have like 4 people fighting.
Oh, you're talking about
because
this,
you had
the fire guy.
You had Black Lightning going one way, and then this is going one way, and then they tried to make it seem like one dynamic fight, but the cutting and editing was just so awful. I could see all the stunt doubles, and then you just had, oh my God, it was horrible. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I wanted to say, yo, this is dope, but there's been so many other better fight scenes in this season, in this whole show than that. I get what they were trying to do to have that dynamic finale fight, but it was handled poorly.
Well, let's talk about some more of the issues that happened on that fight scene. So we had the issue where, they're fighting. Black Lightning is getting his ass kicked.
Mm-hmm. Which he shouldn't be.
Yeah, Anissa's getting her ass kicked.
Which she shouldn't be.
So she's basically getting drowned in a ball of water. Lala shows up
and just owns the scene
and basically just killed. He shot one of the
fire
dudes.
dude.
He shot the fire dude.
Yep.
And basically told Black Lightning in not so many words, like, I don't want my city burning down.
Yeah.
So basically he's like, he freed him. And then he said,
and
your partner
over
there
drowning. Like,
and then just kind of walked off, right?
That was the best
He
line.
got the smoothest gun. walks off.
Well, hold on. Before that, though, you hear Anissa in the background.
Yeah,
Why is Jefferson still laying there? Like, I'm not going to talk to Lala. I want to save my daughter.
The acting when she was supposedly drowning was so bad because she's just sitting there.
But you telling me they sitting there the whole time. Two people are now on Anissa.
Full conversation. Nobody's
going to run up on Lala?
Nah.
So Lala got his back turned to everybody. You telling me that my dude from the game,
Marcus
Bishop can't come up and
he didn't show up until after the commercial break though. So Lala saved.
Oh, so
Black
it was just a water girl.
It was just a water guy.
No, he was there too, wasn't he?
Well, he didn't do anything until after the commercial break
because he got knocked out.
True.
Yeah, I think Anissa knocked his ass out.
So basically, we go. When we go right before we go to commercial, mind you, Lala just shot the guy that Black Lightning is fighting.
Yeah.
Everybody else is knocked down. Anissa's drowning. Lala walks away.
Wait, why is Anissa drowning and she froze Black Lightning? I just thought about that.
She put a bubble around her. No, the guy froze people.
Wait, but I thought the guy had fire.
There was another guy that had fire.
I see. I'm confused.
And there was another guy that had freezing powers.
Yeah. Okay.
So then we go to commercial.
Yeah.
And then when we come back, that's when he's getting frozen.
Yeah.
And I was confused because I'm just like,
Lala just
before we went to commercial, Lala just saved your ass.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden,
it was very poor editing, very bad direction. I don't know what got in the cutting room that day. Like,
and then the power grid comes on, and all of a sudden his suit just automatically recharges. He breaks through the ice, and then he lets like a little shock wave hit the water that Anissa's standing in. But what happens to water when it gets hit by electricity?
It conducts electricity.
So technically, Anissa should have been shocked to death, right? Yeah. And maybe not to death, but she should have been shocked.
She's thunder.
But she ain't got no type of lightning powers. She's just thunder because of the waves and
she's thunder.
Bro. No. And then hold on. She was just drowning, right? Then she ran and did like some old twisty kicks and stuff like that. Not fatigued at all.
Yeah. That was kind of bad.
This fight scene, it's like I wanted to like it so bad. But there was so many like parts where I'm just like, but that doesn't make any sense.
But let's dial it back a little bit, because did the whole Jace thing happen before this?
Which one?
Where she got broken out of prison.
Nah, I felt
or
like
was that this after?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, we can talk about it.
Let's talk about that. So, Jace is in the prison.
Yes.
And I think everybody saw this coming. Like I said, she was either going to die or she was going to get broken out. So as soon as I saw the guard talking to her, I'm like, oh, you about to die. And you heard all the little things happen in the background. And he shows up to Dr. Jace.
His name is Instant.
And she says, line of sight teleportation. Oh, we're like, okay, cool. We got a name for the power. That's dope. He teleports in there to her. I forgot what he said. I think he said the Markovians want you.
Yeah, Markovians wanted
Markovian wants you to work for. We're like, cool. Oh, so this is how this is going to set up.
Then we see Henderson.
So
running down the hallway.
See Henderson running down the hallway. Remember this. Now he turns around with her in hand. Remember, she said line of sight teleportation. He teleports and he's gone. Both of them are gone.
Where did he go?
Line
of sight teleportation.
If y'all don't know what that means you have to see where you are going to teleport. So he should have teleported to the other side of the room, then to the hallway, then out.
I mean, I could see him teleporting straight halfway through the hallway because he could see it, but there were police officers right there.
Line of sight teleportation. Now, I can argue like we were earlier and say, hey, Dr. Jace was finally wrong. She was wrong in her analysis, and they can fix that way.
No, they do that to let you know what the people's powers are. It's kind of like that's just the TV's way of trying to explain it in simple forms.
She's not perfect, man. She probably don't know everything.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
So then we had
before we get to there, I'm just mad because that's the only other instance we had Instant in. because he was teased before the mid-season break,
credit,
right?
Yeah.
So it's just like,
I think they did that because they wanted us to think Tobias hired him.
but that's lame. Like that's really whack. And you know what? Well, go ahead. I'm gonna get to my point in a minute. Go what you was gonna go with next.
So I was just gonna go back to when basically during this whole thing going on, Lightning is working with Gamby.
Mhm.
They get the power back on.
Yeah.
They use the lightning to get the ice off of the actual off of the machine.
Yeah.
We found out that was true. When lightning hits ice, it will basically explode. So that was damn near factual. And then they get back in the car. They're headed to the facility.
Yeah.
And then Jen looks on the screen and sees where Tobias is. And she decides to turn into Goku and start flying out of the back of the van.
No, she did her Captain Marvel.
Oh, you're 100%
Yeah,
right.
she did her Captain Marvel.
But mind you, the truck is driving at speed. So she all of a sudden gets the ability to float out of the back in slow motion. So that means she's already moving at the speed of the truck.
Yeah.
She can slowly move out, and then she can keep up with the truck before she lifts straight off.
And Gamby has enough time to look, which was kind of weird because it's like he's looking. She's going in slow motion, but he's looking in fast motion. That was kind of off-putting to me, but
And
yeah.
we got Casper driving.
Yeah, man. Who's driving the whip? I mean, who's driving the whip, y'all? I don't know. But before we get to the last part, I want. Well, no, keep on. I'm gonna leave that to the end because that will go and tie into the end.
Well, for the most part, we're at the point where we're starting to suspect something to Odell.
Yes.
You know, the green light babies wake up. We talked about it. We didn't like that part.
Yes.
So I guess the next portion is that's when Tobias kicks. Cutter decides to leave.
Yeah, after she did
Lala
the drop
shows
kick
up.
on Tobias, was pretty dope. I was just like, okay.
Well,
yeah.
first of all, it was hilarious listening to his talk to his sister's painting again.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, this dude is hilarious.
I think that's the real reason why she left.
Yeah.
Like, man, this dude crazy.
Yeah, I mean, what you looking at? It's just like, well, you talking about a painting.
Yeah.
But so Lala shows up,
yeah.
points the gun at Tobias, and then the devil holds the cards.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
Didn't work.
His hands kind of shaked.
Yeah.
But it didn't work. Don't work on me no more. She tried to shoot Tobias in the face.
I love Lala's acting at that part too. He's just it don't work on me no more.
Yeah. And then he shot Tobias in the face.
Yeah.
Tobias kind of laughed. Well, he shot him in the chest first, right?
Yeah.
Then he shot him in the face. And just Tobias's whole reaction
Demeanor,
to that
everything
is just priceless. Like
Yeah,
he nails those moments, right?
Yes.
And then he was like, "E pluribus uno."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the way his hands started shaking, I was just like, "Yo, Lala is killing this joint,
Yeah,
yo!
bro.
Like you gotta love this dude,
Bro
man."
started going crazy, stripping on the floor and everything.
And then
in
the
pain.
tattoos, more tattoos started popping up all over his body.
Yeah.
And then we actually heard Lala call him Tattoo Man.
Yeah.
And I feel like he did that in the first season too. He called him Tattoo Man.
I don't remember.
But you know, it was cool. It was dope. The tattoos burn on his body. Lala's laying on the floor.
Yeah.
That's all we know.
Yeah. That's
Then-
all we know.
Lightning
Bust in the window.
busts in the window.
Which was actually pretty dope. I thought that was pretty fire.
Nah, yeah, it was kind of fire.
I
when
like how she came in the window.
Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
They start fighting. He basically kind of like traps her up.
He was pissed.
Yeah, he was pissed.
He-
I'm
like, he
gonna
was
kill you. Jefferson comes in.
Messes the whole thing up.
Basically tries to suck her power away from her.
Yeah.
I didn't know he can do that.
Yes, we
like
did.
That. No, well,
But
I know
we
he
did.
I know she can charge him.
Yeah.
I didn't know he can absorb her power.
I mean, it would make sense since he can do that technically. So it made sense.
No, I mean, I'm just saying. I didn't know he can do that. And then, you know, we get into that point, and then he convinces her not to kill Tobias.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Which you shouldn't, because if you kill Tobias, the show's over.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
telling you that right now.
Yeah, it would be
Because y'all haven't established another villain yet.
unless Lala comes back and just starts going crazy. Yeah.
And the Markovians are crazy.
Yeah, true.
That's the only way. But, you know, they decide to let Lala go, and then Black Lightning is basically like, this guy is mine.
Yeah.
And we go to Black Lightning and Lala fighting, which
Tobias.
bothered me. Tobias and Black Lightning fighting. Why we don't know where Lala is anymore?
He's still on the ground. Technically, he's supposed to be.
Is he in that scene?
I don't know. I'm gonna go back and watch.
Because I would assume Lala would have tried to do something.
Yeah.
Maybe pick the gun up and shoot him.
Well, he's in pain. All the tattoos.
But we don't hear him screaming no more.
He's out.
So he just got up and
He's
left.
just down for the count. Tobias had somebody come pick him up.
But anyway, Black Lightning and Tobias start fighting.
Yeah.
And this bothered me just because throughout the whole show, we've always seen Tobias doing like some top-notch training. We've seen
This is his moment.
We've seen Black Lightning shoot at fictional like 3D models.
This is his moment. This is Black Lightning's moment. This is for his father. At this moment, you know, he's just like, I gotta give it to him. And the show's like, we're gonna give Black Lightning his moment. Tobias was already weakened by Lightning, so you know, he couldn't fight really.
You don't even believe the stuff that's coming out of your mouth, man.
Yo, man, that fight should have been better than that, bro. Like, Tobias could have went in on Black Lightning. I don't care. Tobias was a G up until this moment.
They should have made it more of a fight.
And I mean, he could have had a handicap fight, and you know, Lightning could have barged in a little bit and made it like a fight. You know, it would have made it a high stakes fight. You know, but they chose to go with the script.
I'm just
Let's
saying,
give Jefferson his moment.
But mind you, he just got shot in the face.
Yeah.
So a bullet didn't even do anything to him.
Yeah.
So Black Lightning's hands are stronger than bullets.
The Lightning weakened him, man. Lightning got to him.
So
I like that part at the end though, where they was just like, please, and they shot him at the same time.
That was cool.
That was pretty dope.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So then we get to the point where we're at the end of the show.
Yes.
And it's almost looking like something's wrong with Black Lightning, and then he's just happy that
no,
everybody's together.
that was a good moment.
Yeah, he kind of faked
that
me out
moment.
because I thought something was wrong.
I thought that was a good moment because it kind of reflects society in a way. You know, you're always scared of something happening and everything to your family and all that, and you're actually genuinely happy because everything is all right. But at the same time, you know that you have to do more to protect other people, that you can't just worry about the ones you love and everything. So,
and not just that, he's also happy that Tobias is in the max security.
So I thought that was a great moment for him. That was, you know, well deserved for all the characters.
Yeah. So they're sitting there talking, and then Odell basically comes in and tells them he basically needs.
Hold
them
on,
to
but
fight.
Remember, you heard the door.
Yeah, I heard the door.
We all heard the door.
I was sitting there, and I'm sitting there watching it with my wife, and I'm just like, I know somebody heard that door.
Oh wait, you know why that happened? They was expecting Gamby to come.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm just playing.
They didn't. Nobody said nothing about Gamby coming. I was wondering why Gamby didn't show up though.
That's why they had the door open, because they
no, you
Gamby,
heard the door open.
Yeah, but that's why they were so cool with the door opening, because
y'all
they're like, yo, that's Uncle Gamby coming in.
Y'all go back and watch the scene. I heard the door open, and I was just like, yo, I know somebody heard the door open. So when Odell was sitting in the house, I'm just like, I knew I heard the door open. I knew I wasn't tripping. Go back and watch that scene and listen for the door open.
Yeah.
Odell basically tells them he needs them to work for him.
Yeah.
And then we find out that he basically resurrected Khalil. How did you feel about this?
I was shocked, but then it took a minute to think about it, and I'm just like, I shouldn't be shocked, because we're dealing with a show that deals with metahumans, abilities, and everything, so I'm not surprised. But I'm surprised in the manner of how they brought him back. Tagging it as a cliffhanger, I don't think was the right move. I would have been more surprised if they brought him back next season, because it kind of doesn't put weight on his death anymore.
Exactly.
And we think about Jennifer's whole growth as a character, and it kind of undermines that.
It's supposed to be based on his death.
Right. So I get what they're trying to do, but they should have held that off until like maybe the mid-season finale of next season or whatever like that. But as far as what Odell is doing, I kind of understand, because he's trying to build his own army for the war. So he went to any lengths necessary to be prepared for that war. But which leads me to this. Yo, my man Todd, is he dead?
No.
Like, why they let that linger?
I'm starting to think nobody's dead.
Right, yo.
I feel like Lady Eve is in one of those jars that he keeps feeding.
Yeah.
My whole thing is them bringing Khalil back to life bothered me, just because, just like you said, it took away the weight of death in this show. So now I don't believe anybody's dead when they're dead.
And that's bad, because that brings me back to an old show that I love so much, but that has so many problems. Remember Heroes?
Arrow.
Well, Arrow too, but remember Heroes?
Yes.
Everybody kept coming back in Heroes.
Everybody keeps coming back in Arrow.
Yeah, so it's just like you got to have some weight to the show, man. Like I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, death has to matter.
Yeah.
You can't kill off a character and then bring them back.
And we know it's a comic book show. We know that it's a story, but there's been some shows that
I get it. Characters die and come back all the time.
Yeah.
But there has to be something that sticks, or else it just feels like there's no consequences.
Now Khalil can end up coming back a different way. He might not have all his memories and stuff like that. So that might be another way to introduce him again. But I kind of don't want to see Jen go through the same thing again, because it's going to be a retread of Khalil, I love him, this and this and that. I just don't want to go through all that again.
So, how do you feel as far as grading the season as a whole?
Well, I would give this season, what kind of scale? Just regular?
Yeah, you can give it a grade.
I would give this season probably a solid C+. And that's only because I feel like, if I was great last season, I'd probably give that like a good B+. And that's because, it was consistent. The plot never seemed to waver. It was always had its high moments, and it went out on a great note. This season, I felt like it had its moments. It had the moments where it's just like, okay, that was cool. And then, why are we spending time on this? Like, for instance, the whole Grace storyline. Why did we spend so much time on it this season and not get no resolution with it? We had the dope stories like the Sanjay and everything like that, where the story got really out there but interesting. And then we had the Khalil storyline, which I felt was running a little bit too long, but in the end, I ended up liking it because it made Jen a better character. But now you retread that by introducing Khalil again. You try to do too much for the finale, and the effects are getting kind of lazy. The writing is getting holy. There's a lot of plot holes. So I'm still excited about the show. I love what the next season is promising and everything like that. But I needed to get back on that season 1 consistency where every episode hit the right tones. Every episode had a lot to deal with the school and Freeland and everything. But now that it's tipping into the supernatural a little bit too hard, I'm kind of worried.
Yeah, I want to say season 1, I'd give it like an A- or something. Season 1 was spectacular.
Yeah.
Season 2, because I felt like season 1 didn't waste screen time. Every time somebody was on the screen, they were there for a purpose. It was important storyline and detail actually added. I felt like there were a couple people they didn't expand on enough, like Cyanide and everything like that.
Yeah.
I was hurt when Lady Eve died because I liked her character a lot. But season 2 is all over the place. There's a lot of slow areas where the pacing was bad. There was a lot of wasted time wasted on certain characters. We had the younger sister keep counseling the older sister on what to do. We had the super, I'm a party girl, now all of a sudden I want to be in a relationship issue. Like everything, there were times where things seemed like they needed to be slowed down, and there were times where things needed to be speeded up. Some of the fight scenes were a little sloppier towards the back end of the season. I felt like a lot of the scenes didn't seem like they were given time to get a second take or maybe a third take, because it's like sometimes some of the acting was really bad. But I do want to say I love the characters on the show. They do a good job, except for Lynn. Like, she really gets on my nerves at times, but there's always a character in a CW show that I just can't stand. I mean, that's super facts. But I'm not going to say I'm excited for season 3. I'm definitely going to watch it. We'll definitely be reviewing it.
What would your grade for this season be?
It definitely be like a C-. Okay. Like, I just felt like this was not up to par with the first season. It was nowhere near. It was not close. It was starting to get goofy and everything, like Flash and Arrow. With like, at first it started off, it felt so real and so grounded, and now it's just feeling like it's starting to get goofy and wacky. And they're not thinking through the writing. They're not saying, hey, that doesn't logically make sense because we did this in this episode. Like, you have to have people that do that. And if you don't have people that do that, hit us up. Because we've been paying attention to the details, and we can point you in the right direction. Like, nah, that you can't do that.
Yeah.
Let us know, y'all. How did y'all feel about this season?
I mean, you know, I was looking on Twitter, and a lot of people were enjoying it, but there were some people that was just like, "Yo, this is a messy finale." But
yes,
but
tried to squash too much in one episode.
So I think, you know,
if they could have cut all the great stuff out and left that as a cliffhanger along with the rest of the stuff, I feel like they would have had enough time to flesh out what was needed for the last couple episodes.
Like you said, man, the characters are great. You know, I love to see where the story will end up going. I just hope it doesn't get muddled along the way. So, yeah, let us know what y'all think. You know, are we being extra? Are we too much? Do we not love Shotgun Lynn enough? Do we not know what line of sight means? Line of sight teleportation?
Or do the producers not know what line of sight means? Or the writers or everybody else involved?
You know, are we being too nitpicky? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know y'all critiques. How would y'all grade this compared to the first season?
Yeah.
Hit us up on Instagram at TLC Podcast.
Ambitious Image.
Twitter at TLC Podcast Live.
Ambitious Ace.
Go over to Welcome to the Wall. Subscribe. Princess Trajan's Gaming World. Subscribe. My Voice with Darren Friend. Subscribe to her podcast, our podcast. And, man, let us know what we need to check out next. I don't know what show's next. Maybe The Shy. I don't remember when it comes back. I think April. Man, it's kind of close.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right,
y'all.
Peace.
Peace.